You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And we are back with Lisa Waters Lain in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions. Just what are your neighbors talking about? And can we learn something from them? So, welcome to the studio, Lisa. Glad
Thank
you're here.
you. Good to be here.
It is good to be here. Fall, it's here.
Yes.
It's autumn. It's like the favorite
Is
time
it?
of the year. Well, it's a
It's
little
been
warm,
a
but
little toasty one
yeah, but
to
it's not.
start.
Rains are over. You can always
Yeah.
complain about hot or cold, but the trees are starting to turn. It has
Mhm.
that. The days are a little shorter. The
Shorter.
evenings are just so beautiful. My
The
gosh,
mornings. You get
gorgeous. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
You've been hiking the Dells lately. How has that been?
Uh-huh. It's colors are starting to turn. Some of the native sumacs and things
Yeah.
out there are starting to turn. So fall is in the air, whether the temperature gauge agrees or not.
A lot of these things, they're just it's by day part.
Right.
So the shorter days, it's not temperature, it's the
It's a
shorter days,
number
and
of
they turn.
daylight hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, fall is coming. We see it in the neighborhood. We were noticing the sycamores in our neighborhood were starting to turn color, and I didn't look at our maple out front. Is it starting to turn
No, not
yet?
It'll
It's
be
always
another
later.
week or two.
Yeah.
It'll be out there.
So,
So, what kind of garden questions do we have this week? What's going
yeah,
on?
so we've got some questions. The first is from David out in Chino. He says they're pulling some of their summer veggies, squash, and that kind of stuff. He wants to know it had powdery mildew
Yeah,
and some other
ouch.
fungal stuff. Can those go into the compost pile, or is it better just to throw them away?
Yeah, David, don't do that to yourself. So, if things are diseased, don't compost things that are diseased. It can come back on you is what will happen is they sit there and they just kind of fester underneath all the compost, and then you go spread that or put it out in your next year's garden, and it frequently can spread. And so I would say, if in doubt, burn it or throw it away or do something, but don't compost it.
Yeah.
If you got it up, I mean, technically, if you could get it up to the right temperature, it would bake all that stuff. But did you get it all? Did the whole thing get to the right temperature? I don't know. I just kind of go throw it away. Get it out of the property. Yeah. So David, pull them out. You make room for your winter veggies, your broccolis and cauliflowers. It's time to plant those. But don't take those old pumpkins and covered in powdery mildew and spread it. Spread the bad stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question is from Lynn. She was here at the garden center and saw some yuccas with some yellow blooms, different from the red yucca we see everywhere. Her question is, can she grow them in containers? And if so, she wants to know how often you would need to water them. And then also, what would be the best soil type?
Sure. So great question, Lynn. That's a classic look to have. You're seeing that on the front of architecture magazines, landscape magazines, a southwesterny kind of spiky type, agaves, yuccas, and then they have it in this beautiful bowl or glazed pot because it's so striking, so different. You just kind of go, ooh, what is that? And so, yes, you can absolutely grow these things in a container for years to come. So we've got a golden agave that's in a gold pot, mustard colored pot. It comes down to the back patio area. And it's been there for years and years and years. It blooms, it does all that stuff. It's just bright, colorful, cheerful, and you hardly have to do anything with it. How often do you water, and what should you plant it in is the question. So we do have a cactus mix. That's probably ideal because drainage is key with some of these succulents, cacti, yuccas, these real drought hardy, tough plants. Now, with that being said, we planted ours in water spotting soil just because that's what we had. And it's doing just fine. It's a good soil that drains very well. What happens is cactus mix will actually have some pumice in it, some larger particles that allow more air to be inside that structure of the soil. They're going to like that. And so you're probably going to water it, I don't know, once a week. through winter, because we're starting November or so right now, we're watering ours every 3 days,
Oh.
a couple times a week. I think it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of monitor that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When they're in bloom, they take a little bit more water than when they're out of bloom to keep that beautiful flower up there. And so you kind of monitor and change it. That's that garden thing. You're nursing plants along as they need more care. You give them more. When they need less, you give them less. And so it's just communing with your plants. Now, yellow or red, what's the difference? Nothing.
Color.
There's no blonde or brunette. It's redhead or blonde. It's just, that's the same thing. So
yeah.
The yellow is quite striking, quite different. And if you've got a lot of dark colored rock, that kind of stuff, I think that gold flower shows up better in the yard than, let's say, a red does. It kind of more earth tones. And so there's a place for both. In fact, get one of each. There you go.
Solve the dilemma.
Yeah. I would say minimum size, Len. I'd go with maybe a 14-inch or bigger size, because this is a big plant.
Right.
And so it might look a little empty at first. You could dress it with some pansies or just put some flowers around it until it fills in next year. But eventually that yucca is going to fill up the entire pot all by itself and bloom and bloom and bloom for years of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Good question, Lynn.
Yeah. Next question is from Susan. She says, my crepe myrtle is done blooming. It has all the little bally things at the end. She wants to know, should those be trimmed off now? Do you leave them on?
Yeah.
What do you do with those?
What do you want to do with them, Susan? I mean, just like if they bother you, they're seed pods. So all crepe myrtles do that, of these clusters of beautiful ornamental, they're like ornaments. I would say keep them on, enjoy them. It doesn't help, doesn't hinder. Just if they bother you, they'll kind of scrape right off with your hand, or take a snipper and just snip them right off. So crepe myrtles will do that late summer through fall. They'll hold those actually through winter, if you let them. So they're quite striking, especially when the snow comes. It's just pretty. It's part of the decor of crepe myrtles. And so I'm very excited. We've got some new varieties of crepe myrtles we're looking at right now, not for next spring. So we got a grower that just, it pays to know who your friends are and who grows the best of each crop. And we have got a grower for crepe myrtles next year. It's going to blow everyone's socks off. Nothing in Arizona will be like it. It's just, I'm so excited.
And they actually grow quite well here. I had a customer the other day who was surprised that you grow crepe myrtle here. He's like, I didn't think you could. And I'm like, there's some beautiful
I think there's on
ones.
7, 8 plants. So that's us. So you're great. Just in full sun. Give it heat, give it sun. You'll get more flowers. And so the more sun, the more flowers you get. So the secret with them is, hot.
Heat. They like it hot.
They do.
Definitely. All right. I think we have time for one more. Ooh, this is kind of a long one. Maybe we'll go to another one. We'll wait for next week on that one. Okay, we'll talk. Doug, he was looking at the Kinnikinnick Manzanita, wants to know how well that does in a very hot spot for ground cover.
Yeah.
And then also if there's anything else you would recommend for a hot, sunny ground cover.
So Manzanita, it's natural here. Of course, it's going to love it. Go for it. The more heat, just hot. It's great. I'd say you're fine. Now, what else can go with that? Now, Manzanita or Kinnikinnick is a low growing ground cover type of Manzanita. It's classic red bark, evergreen, has got the bell-shaped flower. It's just, you've got different heights of Manzanita. It's a big group of plants. So it's going to adapt well. What can go with it or companion plants? There's also a native cotoneaster that grows here. There's a ground cover version of that. It's called Coral Beauty. There's actually Eichholz. There's several that are more prostrate or ground covery type of cotoneaster. And so it's very much related to the native ones you see growing out in the forest when you're walking around. So plant those. And of course, juniper. It's a native, there's native junipers everywhere. So they're going to adapt really well in that blistering hot. That's one probably come in. We'll give you the grand tour. We've got an entire section of just knee-high and below ground covery kinds of plants that are going to be your people. You want to look at those. That's where the Kinnikinnick, cotoneaster, and the junipers.
Easy for you to say.
That is it. We are out of time. So, Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardeners. Water's October companion plants that grow well together are blaze maples, spicy mums, glamour kale, and burning bush.
Water's compact burning bush is a neat, well-behaved shrub prized for its blazing red foliage in the fall.
Looks great when planted with autumn gold sumacs, lilacs, and gold euonymus.
At 6 foot, this bush makes a natural hedge that burns red through autumn.
You'll find the showiest shrubs here at Water's Garden Center.
Siri, give me directions to Water's Garden Center.
For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Water's Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.